A couple of years ago, I lost my grandma, one of the people I loved the most. She had the kindest heart. She raised me and she taught me that family is love and that we should always stand as one. In that moment, it felt like my world stopped spinning. I cried so hard I couldn't stop myself. And I felt empty, depressed, like a part of me had been taken away forever. But what made it even harder were the regrets. I kept thinking I wasn't able to return all the good things she did for me. I wasn't able to give back the same love she gave me. Later, I learned that this has a name: bereavement guilt. It's that heavy feeling of regret when someone we love passes, and we suddenly realize all the things we should have done or said while they were here. It's the voice that says, I should have been there more. I should have said thank you more. I should have shown my love better. But why do we feel this guilt only after they're gone? Because when people are alive, we think we still have time. We believe tomorrow will come, and that there will always be another chance. That's why we don't carry the same guilt while they're still here. We live as if life is endless. And it's only when death closes that door that our heart wakes up to everything left undone. That's what makes bereavement guilt so painful. It's not just mourning their absence. It's mourning all the missed chances we can never get back. One of the very first feelings after losing someone is shock, denial. Your mind just can't believe it's real. You still expect to see them walk through the door or hear their voice calling your name. Sometimes you even wake up forgetting they're gone. And then the truth hits you all over again, like a second loss. Shock isn't weakness. It's the body and mind protecting us from a reality too heavy to absorb all at once. It gives us space to process slowly, because grief this deep would crush us if we had to face all of it in a single moment. After guilt and shock, the what-ifs creep in. What if I had visited her more? What if I had told her I loved her one more time? What if I had done things differently? These questions circle endlessly, and they make grief feel even heavier. This is what we call counterfactual thinking. It's when the mind creates alternate versions of reality, choices and outcomes that could have changed what happened. And while it's natural, it's also one of the most painful parts of grief, because we're not only mourning their absence, we're mourning the life we imagine we could have had with them, if we had made different choices. That's why acceptance feels so impossible at first. Unlike an argument with someone still alive, death leaves no room for second chances. You can't call them back tomorrow. You can't make new memories next week. That finality crushes us, because it forces us to face a truth we don't want to accept. On top of all this comes the waves. Grief doesn't move in a straight line. It doesn't follow neat stages, no matter what people say. It comes in unpredictable waves. Some days you feel calm, like maybe you're beginning to heal. And then suddenly, a song, a smell, or even a quiet moment crashes over you. And the pain returns just as strong as the first day. That's grief, unpredictable, messy, and without a timeline. And each wave reminds you, you can't control when it hits. You can only feel it. That's why grief feels endless, because it shows up again and again when you least expect it. Another face of grief is anger. Sadness doesn't always come as tears, and sometimes it comes as rage. You get angry at life for being unfair. You get angry at doctors and for not saving them. You even get angry at yourself for not doing enough. And sometimes that anger turns toward other people. Maybe a sibling who wasn't there enough, a friend who didn't show up, or someone who said the wrong thing at the wrong time. In grief, even the smallest actions, or the lack of them, can feel unbearable, and we project our pain outward. But anger is not the opposite of love. Anger is love in disguise. It's the heart's way of saying, this mattered, this person mattered, and losing them is unbearable. That fire inside you, it's not hatred, it's love, with no place to go. And while anger often mixes with regret, it doesn't mean you failed. It only means you cared so deeply that their absence left you with unfinished feelings. Then comes the emptiness. The silence is unbearable. Their chair is empty, their laugh is missing, and suddenly the world feels hollow, like it has lost its color. This emptiness isn't just sadness. It feels like part of your own identity has been ripped away, because when someone you love deeply is gone, it's not just that they're gone, it feels like, who am I without them? And sometimes, that emptiness even whispers dangerous thoughts. I can't do this anymore. I don't want to live without them. This is the darkest side of grief, when the pain feels so heavy that life itself begins to feel meaningless. It's waking up and realizing a piece of your world is gone forever. It's sitting in the quiet and noticing the space they used to fill. It's the unbearable truth that no matter how much you long for them, you can't bring them back. That emptiness is what makes grief feel endless, as if life has been broken into before they left and after they were gone. But as time passes, another fear creeps in, the fear of forgetting. We worry that one day we won't remember the exact sound of their laugh, or the way they said our name, or the little habits that made them who they were. This is why people hold on to photos, recordings, or even small objects. It's not about the things, it's about memory. Deep down, we're afraid that if we forget the details, it means we're letting them go. But the truth is, love leaves an imprint that memory alone cannot erase. Even when the small details fade, the love they gave us and the person they shaped us to be stays alive in us. Another painful part of grief is isolation. When you lose someone, the world around you keeps moving, but your world feels like it has stopped. Some people don't know what to say, so they avoid you. Others say things like, "You should move on," or "They're in a better place now," thinking it helps, when in reality, it only deepens the loneliness. Even family members who love you may grieve differently. And because of that, you start to feel like no one really sees the weight of what you're carrying. That's the isolation of grief, being surrounded by people, yet still feeling completely alone. And that loneliness can sometimes hurt, almost as much as the loss itself. Grief doesn't go away, but over time, we learn how to live with it. The question is, how? One way is by keeping them alive in the little things. Cook their favorite meal once in a while. Play the song they used to love. Tell stories about them at family gatherings. These simple acts may seem small, but they turn pain into remembrance, and remembrance into connection. Another way is through rituals. Some people light a candle every year on the day their loved one passed. Others keep a small photo or item close, not to trap themselves in sadness, but to feel that bond in a new form. It reminds us they're gone physically, but not from our lives. And then there's legacy. Ask yourself, what values did they live by? What lessons did they leave you? Living out those lessons in your own life is a way of carrying them forward. When you show kindness, when you practice what they taught you, when you love the way they loved, in that moment, they're still here, living through you. But let's be real. Grief can sometimes grow heavier instead of lighter. For some, the emptiness doesn't soften with time. The anger doesn't fade. The sadness becomes too much to carry alone. And if you ever reach that point, the best step you can take is to seek help. Talk to a counselor, a therapist, or someone trained to walk with you through grief. It doesn't mean you're weak. It means the love and pain you carry are so great. You deserve guidance to manage them. So no, we don't erase the people we lost. We don't pretend it never happened. We deal with it by remembering, by honoring, by living in ways that keep their spirit alive. And when it feels impossible, we let professionals help us find the strength to keep moving forward. Enjoyed this video? Do you like this kind of topic? Then don't forget to like, subscribe, and share to see more of what's on Ta's mind. See you in the next one.